Hola y un abrazo fuerte. If you are thinking of moving to Mérida, Mexico, chances are you're trying to figure out what a true cost of living would look like. There are plenty of YouTube videos out there that show or talk about like, oh, you can live here on a tight budget or, X amount of dollars and how inexpensive things are. However, I've been doing some very detailed number crunching and it's a little more expensive than you might think. So the spreadsheet that I'm going to share is in US dollars, just to keep it simple, at least simple for me. All right, here we go. These numbers that I'm going to share take into account that I own my house in Mexico, so there's no mortgage. So you won't see mortgage or rent on this spreadsheet. The other is that I have a little emergency fund already in place. So that's another big one. If you don't have your emergency fund yet, make sure you add that. Very important, duh. And then lastly, what is lastly? Let me see. Lastly, that I have an HSA health savings account already in place. So here we go. Okay, something I've never been able to afford in the US and never really treated myself to is house cleaning. I am so excited to have a regular routine house cleaning. So I've got house cleaning here and I've got pool/garden maintenance. I'm assuming I'll do that 4 times a week on each of those. And I'm assuming by the time I start living down there full time, increasing in costs, that I would be paying each of those individuals $50 US per visit. Then annually, I would pay them a bonus in December, which is actually required by law. So if you're watching this and you have a regular housekeeper and a regular pool person or anyone you use on a very regular basis, like a maintenance person, in December, pay them a bonus. And I have here outlined a good bonus. It's basically what they would make in a month extra at Christmas time. Oh, also, just so you know, I'm breaking all of this down into monthly categories. So if you see something that's an odd number, it's because I took the annual amount and divided it by 12. Internet and cell phone. For internet, I'm lumping Netflix into that. I figured about $70. I'm sure Netflix is gonna go up. Right now, my internet's about 50. And I know that this will go up a little bit, but $70 a month is a good number for that. And cell phone, I have $30 a month. I'm still very, tied to my US cell phone number, so I've got to move away from that gladly because it's much less expensive in Mexico. So budgeting $30 for that. Fideicomiso, $50 for the fideicomiso because every year it's $550 and you pay it once a year. Transportation, I'm breaking down into 2 different categories. This category here, I'm given about $100 a month for. That's taxi, Uber, Didi, a bus pass. I can't wait to use the new Va-I-Ven. The occasional ride on the Maya, the train Maya. Excited for that. And sometimes I will hire a private taxi driver, especially if I've got a guest in town and want to show them a few cool places and I don't want to be subject to a tour. Groceries and restaurant, this is the harder one for me to figure out because I really don't quite know, but for groceries, going to the Santiago market, augmenting once in a while with Costco or Walmart for other things. This would also include shampoo and sunscreen and things like that. So I'm guessing about $400 a month for groceries and maybe about $200 a month for eating out. I decided to throw an entertainment on there, $30 a month. I don't actually think I'll spend that much per month because Mérida is so wonderful about having free local events for everyone. But, I might get the occasional ticket to a concert. Health insurance and dental. For health insurance, you have the option to have a private health insurance plan. It's very affordable. I did ask some friends about this and they pay a little less than $150, but I threw $150 on that line item. And for dental, I figure, twice a year teeth cleaning. And then a little extra fee in there to build up maybe a little dental savings jar for when I need some more major work. Electricity. I'm guessing about $100 a month, and I'm hopeful that this is actually way less because I intend to put solar panels on the house and solar panels on the casita. So hopefully that comes in way less, but y'all know electricity is expensive in Mexico. Natural gas, you got to fill that tank on the roof. I'm guessing an average of $30 a month for that. Water, sewer, and garbage, those are each about $5 a month. And well, for actually more of a total of $10 a month, but I just doubled that. Just, you know, I'd rather go on the side of over budgeting and then having some left over to add to an emergency fund, or just not having to take as much out of retirement fund that month. So I'm over budgeting. I'd rather be over prepared. Clothing and gifts. I had to get honest with myself. I try to live a minimalist life, but I am a nester. Like, I love to set up a house and get that piece of artwork or this cool lamp that I found at an antique store, stuff like that. I do like those sorts of things. And I love to give meaningful gifts. So, you know, getting a guayabera for my dad for Christmas, bringing things home back to the US as gifts. I love the Mexican house dress, and I picked those up at the Santiago market. I'm always coming back with 2 or 3 of them for gifts. So I gave myself a budget for clothes, shoes, and gifts. Taxes on the house itself are very inexpensive in Mexico in general. So I gave myself a budget of about $35 a month to cover the annual taxes. That's a little overshoot from what they actually are, but I know that that will increase over time. Mini travel and major travel. By mini travel, I mean, hey, let's go to Obash or, you know, somewhere close in, maybe Progreso for a couple of nights. And I know I'll come in way under budget on that, but I wanted to give myself a little bit of flexibility there, especially if I have out of town guests. And then major travel. I left myself a lot of money for this. That looks like a big dollar amount because it's $6,000 a year. You know, I want to go to La Ciudad. I want to go to Tequisquiapan and drink amazing wine, and Oaxaca. And alternatively, I want to go to Europe. And those are going to be a little more front loaded at this age of my life. And I know as I get older and older that that type of travel will become less and less. So I'm going to go for it in this next decade and do a lot of travel. By the way, would you please subscribe? I would really appreciate it. And comment. Let me know what your budget thoughts are for moving to Mérida, Mexico, or if you're looking at a different city within this amazing, beautiful country. Traveling mailbox, $20. I think I'm going to need that for a long time before I'll cut the cord with receiving mail in the US. Let's talk all things car insurance, gas, gasoline, petrol, and maintenance. I know things are going to come up, so I gave myself a nice healthy budget here. This is for the time in my life when I finally decide to drive in Mérida, Mexico. I am a little nervous about that, but the day will come. Bookkeeper. I have a bookkeeper. It's 1,500 pesos a month right now. Expect that may go up in the future, but I definitely need it because of the Airbnbs, and I have a business and an RFC number. I need to do monthly accounting for taxes, and I don't do that. They do it, and they're great. By the way, if you need a referral for a bookkeeper, shoot me a message. Unexpected medical expenses. I'm giving myself a $50 budget because remember, I have my health savings account set aside for anything that might come up that's major, but you know, something that's a little smaller, like I had an x-ray on my hand and that was $35. House maintenance. These houses require some maintenance, and because of how much those mini splits get used, you have to have somebody come and clean them. Probably quarterly would be best, or maybe if you need a new hot water heater, all sorts of things. It seems like there's always somebody needing to tinker in one of the houses. So house maintenance budget. Personal care, finally. These are things that I've not really done much in my life before. Haircuts, there's a place where I get my haircut in Mérida that's about $5 US. Maybe once in a while I'll go to one of the fancy salons and pay $25. And then nails, look at these babies. Yeah, nothing here. And massages, like in the US I get a massage once a year, maybe twice a year, and it's usually because it's a gift. So hopefully living in Mérida, I'll take the time to enjoy a nice deep tissue body massage. Hey, maybe I'll do my nails or have somebody else do my nails. That's the key. So I'm giving myself a little bit of budget for personal care, which is a little more on the fun side. Supplements. Boy, can we talk supplements now. Woof. Abrazo, calcium, D3, magnesium. I mean, all of these add up to the point where I now need like a line item for supplements. And that is non-negotiable, man. I am gonna take care of what I got for however long I can. Living in Mérida, I'm still going to have to pay taxes in the US, and I have no idea what that's gonna be like. So if you know, and you're living it already, could you please pop something in the comments? So what I did is I took the monthly amount, which ends up being $3,030, and I just rounded it up randomly to $3,500 to leave myself some room to pay taxes. Now I know a lot of these things are way over budget, so I'll end up having some room anyway, but again, I'd rather just be super prepared. So I'm guessing my personal budget for living in Mérida will be between $3,000 to $3,500 a month for a while. And then as I get older and older, it might roll back quite a bit. So there you have it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Un abrazo fuerte, besitos y cuídate mucho. I like my Scotch tape.